Hey, this is Robb. I am a principal in Berryville, Virginia, Johnson Williams Middle School, and I am really excited to have an opportunity to be a small part of the 2020 Brainstorm virtual conference. I'm really honored that my TEDx talk is going to be shown at this event. And the TEDx is a fairly formal speech, so I wanted to make sure that I could share a little video in a much less formal kind of way. So I want to talk a little bit about my TEDx video, what it means to me, and maybe what it might mean to you also. So my video is called Two Ways to Get into a Swimming Pool. And the first thing that I'd like to say before you see it is this is very true. The story that I based the TEDx around was on a time when I was a kid in a swimming pool not too far from my home. And a lot of kids were going off the high dive, and I was afraid to go off the high dive, but ultimately I did it. So within this talk, I use the high dive as a metaphor for the challenges that we all face, that we face all the time. And sometimes taking a leap and overcoming them can make us a lot better, and then it doesn't seem so challenging, after we've done that. Also in this video, I get to share a couple things that are personal to me, and let's just add a little bit to it. So I talk about my grandfather in the video, and everything about him also is completely true. My grandfather had a profound impact on my life when I was growing up. Even though he passed away in 1980, I still have such strong memories of him, his presence, and the advice that he gave me when I was a little kid. So it was an honor to be able to share his story in that format. Also in the TEDx, I talk about my high school guidance counselor. And unfortunately, that is quite true also. I did not have a really good experience in high school in general. And I had a guidance counselor who was incredibly judgmental of me and what he thought my capabilities were. So there's a quote in there that I speak to after I talk about my guidance counselor, which is that your value doesn't decrease because someone isn't capable of seeing your worth. And that's something that has remained with me. And I think about that a lot as I make decisions about my career, or as I make choices, which we all make. Another element in this video is this concept that everything that we do is designed to give us exactly what we get. So along with this challenge of, we're going to encounter metaphorical high dives in our lives, it's also encouraged in this TEDx to let go of some things. And I talk about things that I've let go of personally, or things that my building has let go of, and encourage you to do the same. We're in an incredibly challenging time in education right now. I have incredible admiration for teachers and administrators all across the globe who have quickly switched into remote learning. And I hope that there's some things that we can learn from this. I try to be an optimistic person, and even though it's a challenging time, I always want to believe that there are better times ahead. And possibly we can learn some things from this, particularly how quick we were able to change. One of the things that I've been thinking about a lot lately is, as an administrator, when I think about change, people typically react to change in three different ways, just in general. Resistant to change, they're kind of sit on the fence and don't pay a lot of attention to it. And then some people are incredibly enthusiastic about any new change opportunity. But because of the rate of change with school closures, and schools need to quickly shift in remote learning, everyone had to do. And I'm hoping that we can all reflect on that and realize that that change is something that we can do. And if we were someone that was not necessarily an embracer of change, maybe we can all think differently and have a different mindset about change. And so, the core message of the TEDx is that, you will have times in your life when you encounter a high dive. And when you do, you have a couple choices. One is you can run away because you're afraid of that. You don't think it's something that you can do. Another is you can go off of the high dive and maybe find that it's not so bad after all and may actually be enjoyable. Or you can bring others along with you and let them have that same experience that you had and help them grow. So I hope that the TEDx has some impact on you. And again, I appreciate being a part of the Brainstorm virtual conference, and wish everyone all the best for the upcoming spring, summer, and of course the new school year.